What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode and another week of the What the Puck podcast. I'm Nick. That's Gunk. Gunk,
Yep.
today's the day. The sun is
Ah,
shining, the tank is clean, and USA plays Canada. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get hype.
oh my God. This is gonna be the ultimate day. Even just the players, you hear the players talking, you hear the stories are coming out. It's so wild. Ever since Saturday, it has been just a wild thing. And this, like we talked about on the last podcast a couple weeks ago, this has the potential of being one of the biggest things to bring the NHL into the lexicon of America, like America. Like there are people all over the internet talking about, hockey, and it doesn't matter like who they are, what they're from, what their background is. They're talking about the sport that we love, and I love it. So this is going to be one of the best days. The ratings should be ridiculously high. I mean, everyone in this country, both countries in North America, are going to be watching this game. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see what happened, but let's review so far what's happened so far in this tournament because it's been
Yeah,
even the other games have been phenomenal. Oh my
from
God,
the opening puck drop, the effort has been there. You could tell that every
absolutely,
player wanted to do this.
yes,
And it's
absolutely,
so fucking refreshing compared to what we would have gotten with an all-star game.
absolutely. And the
Like,
comparisons between All Star games in other leagues are now being
oh,
compared
we
to
could
this,
get
and it's
into
like,
that because
oh
before
yeah,
we get into the other games, I want to actually get into that
okay,
because a lot of people have been focusing in on the NBA All-Star game. The Pro Bowl, whatever, it could be a flag football game. Football is hard.
football is hard, and football, and that kind of football is fun.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know what? You just battled for months every week. Let them play flag football. That's fine, whatever. It's the NBA one that people are having the issue with because it sucks. Every year it sucks.
Oh, and I agree. And this is why they're turning, like I said, this is like in the winter sports category, the NHL should be taking advantage of this so big tonight. Like they got to take advantage of this to because they're surpassing basketball in this country, and it's refreshing to see because again, I've really lost interest in the NBA a long time ago. And I don't know what it was, if the style of play, if it was just I don't know the people now. It just seems it's I know as a personal suggestion, I find the NHL more excuse me, more team friendly. Like it's more about the team, it's more about the front of the shirt than the back of the shirt, which we've always talked about, in other podcasts and other mediums. It's about the front logo of the shirt and not the back name. And that's why I think the NBA lost it. They were more worried about individuals than they were about like actual teams.
Yeah, it's it's very much so a stark contrast that is not fun to see because you should expect a certain level of compete and a certain level of a decent enough product to be willing to spend the money that these tickets cost.
Exactly.
Tickets aren't cheap.
No.
And if I bought tickets to one of these games and I got all-star game effort, I got Nikita Kucherov all-star game effort, I would feel like I got robbed of my money.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
And
totally
with the
agree.
NBA, it feels like that's what it is. I mean, sure, the NBA is still flashy, I guess, kind of, but you're getting that better with hockey too. And for for one of the best players still in the NBA, Kevin Durant, to come out on Twitter and then say, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually watch it. Crazy. Cancel All Star weekend and let's just give everybody a break since we're so miserable around this time. You play the easiest fucking sport. Out
Mm-hmm.
of the four major
Easy.
sports, basketball is the easiest.
Anybody could just pick up a ball and just shoot. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically what you're doing. It's not you don't need the you don't need the expensive equipment like hockey players and football players and even baseball to an extent. You need bats, helmets, stuff like that. You need a lot of stuff to play these games, and they're expensive stuff. A basketball, you can go pick up a $20 basketball at a Target and find a hoop somewhere, and you're playing basketball. I mean, so like I said, that's where I feel like the disconnect is between people on that level and like lower level kind of sports.
Yeah, and it's just sad to see when people are calling these players out, they're attacking them and just telling them don't watch. That's not going to help.
Right,
I wouldn't go
exactly.
sit down and watch a basketball game after this.
Mm-mm.
Another person commented on this. My genuine question to you, KD, as a key man in the arena, what solution do you propose to fix this? The NBA gives you all the freedom on top of millions to play where and when you want and control the entire narrative, perhaps a little too much. Superstars, the players who actually sell jerseys, tickets, and end up on cereal boxes, the heroes of today chase rings, follow the money, and hop onto the next super team. Most superstars have no loyalty to any city and take every other night off. What kind of product is that, KD? And then Kevin Durant goes and responds, for the betterment of your mental health and just overall well being, just don't watch the NBA. Hockey is right there, and they play with that aggression that you may like. They also rarely get traded or go to new teams in free agency, so the loyalty aspect is there. Hope that helps.
I mean, you can't say that kind of stuff. It's just selfish, in that way. I mean, and then now you're pushing them. I mean, I love that you're pushing them to our sport because we love it. Like I said, come on, come on, man. It's all good. I love it. That has been one of the best things about this week. I've loved the diversity and everyone just talking about the game just because it's a national thing, and it's bringing everyone together. Even at the low points, we've had all these problems in the last whatever, and it's just nice to hear that we're coming together to celebrate you know hockey players, U.S. hockey players, even Canadian hockey. I'm for them that they love their teams. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweden, I love that the Swedes love their teams, and even the Russians, and I love that all these players love their countries and want to represent their countries in the best way possible. And like I said, it's a really nice thing to see. The 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 honor, and it's like an honor to be part of a team from your country, and that you're one of the best players to be on a team from your country.
Especially because there's not a lot of guys on these teams that have done this yet.
Right.
Like I want to say one of the only maybe one or two or three guys that was around for any kind of Olympics for Team USA right now was Kreider.
Right.
A lot of the guys that are on Team USA right now are younger guys, so you're this is their first real chance to play for their team, for their country. So
Exactly.
they're gonna make most of the opportunity, and it's basically also an Olympic tryout because you have the Olympics next year. So now we're really starting to get back into that best on best
Yes,
national
absolutely.
tournament, and I'm so with it. I mean, they're saying we're going to be getting a World Cup of Hockey in 2028. Their goal
Hmm.
is to have every other year be some kind of international tournament, which I like.
I like it too.
Um, you're always keeping it fresh, and fans want to see this. But the
Absolutely.
one thing, and we'll get further into it as we talk about the first USA Canada game, and I saw it on Instagram today. International tournaments should have the NHL rules
I can agree with that.
for one specific reason. I want war. I want battles.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had forgotten that this was an NHL tournament in that first USA Canada game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got 9 seconds in. I mean, and it's just, and I think that's what the draw of it was those first three fights in those 9 seconds with Matt and Brady Kachuk, and then JT Miller, who, again, as a fan of the New Jersey Devils, can't stand JT Miller right now. I'm like, oh, he's a Ranger
He's the
now.
best. He's
And
the
it's like,
best.
I'm sitting there rooting for fucking JT Miller to fucking smash
Yeah,
this
buddy, we're
guy.
all rooting for JT Miller. That's my
I was like,
boy. I don't care. I love this
yes,
trade
see?
now. I love this
Of
trade.
course
This
you
is the
do.
best.
Exactly. But I mean, I was sitting there. What was it? It was during one. I don't know if it was the Sweden game or if it was the game before with Finland. but I'm seeing of Trocheck and Hughes hugging. I'm like, oh my, this is not supposed to be
Yeah.
happening. Come on now.
Zibanejad and Brat played on a line together.
Exactly. Yes. Oh,
So it's perfect. Fox and
it.
Jack are on the power play. It was
Yep.
beautiful.
But
Everything
yeah.
is great.
Oh, it was just so nice.
Everything is great.
And again, and then you got Austin Matthews. You got that whole storyline with that.
Stud.
Now we have the injury bug for Team USA, and now who's
They're
coming
all
here and
coming
who's
back.
flying? Oh, who's flying here? It's oh my god! It's been a whirlwind for the last week or so.
This has been
Getting ready for this
great.
game tonight. Oh, I love it. And listen,
It's been so refreshing not having to watch a Ranger game, I'll be honest. It's been so nice. Like, they ended the break with a win against Columbus, but ooh man, does this feel good. Like, this is what consistent winning and like a solid team looks like. I miss this, and I only had this a year ago.
I can understand that. Like I said the other night on Monday night when all I see is Brat going to the corner with Jack in the corner. I went, oh my god, and I literally saw him like kind of. You could see him kind of like give it to him, but not give it to him. It was
Kill!
nice to see. Oh, I was
Murder
I
this
was like,
man.
no. I was like, the season can end right here. No.
It's over.
It slowed down so much for me. It was like, no, God. Uh, and then like I said, just the way they're opening it up too, like so many interviews, and it's not very closed in. It's very open. It feels like
We're
these
getting a
these players,
documentary on it. They're giving
right?
us a
Yes.
documentary, so we're gonna see a lot with this, and I hope that they keep this up.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, I don't want it to be an every year thing because it will lose everything that you got from this on top.
Right.
Because then it just feels like it's gonna have the Winter Classic treatment of you're doing international stuff all the time, or like
Right.
outdoor game, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. It'll lose it very fast.
Hmm.
But if you find a way to just kind of bring this up, this is a fantastic way to introduce an in-season tournament because Bettman said like a year or two ago, we're going to think about implementing one. And I guess this is what this is. And for them to come up with this, like
Right.
Gary Bettman had a good idea. Whoa, the NHL's doing
And,
something right. And that's amazing for the
and you
sport, for the fans, for everybody.
and you know what this is doing too. This game tonight is gonna catapult into 2 years, a year, and a year from now, for the Olympics, because now you're going to see other countries now, like a Switzerland, like, because I'm a big Devils fan. I have three or four Swiss people on our team. I can't wait to see Nico and Timo Meyer and you know um those kind of players come out, and they're going to be representing their countries. You know people from, I mean, what was the uh talking about Joey Decor, like, is he going to be the Swiss goaltender because his mom has Swiss descent? It's like, it's one of those, like, oh well, if he can come on the Swiss team, then that makes them a medal contender. Now it's really fascinating, that the way they set this up, and
And
it's
Italy. And we
in
get to play
Italy.
against
Yeah, you
Italy.
go. We got Mancini, who
Yay.
got traded. He was one of your favorites. I'm sure he could play for them. You got
Sure.
Zook. What about Zooks?
He's
I
Norwegian,
think
baby.
he's Norwegian.
He's
For some reason, I
Norwegian.
thought he was okay. Then I was thinking, but again, that's where you get Norway, another country. Like, you got all these countries that are getting ready for next year, and watching the excitement from just the four nations is like, all right, our country's getting hyped up because our country's going to be next. You know what I mean? So it's turning a global game into a more global game now, which I'm very, very happy about.
And even right now with the current global game, I mean, we could start with the first game. Canada beats Sweden 4-3 in overtime. They almost blow a 3-1 lead in this one.
Oh,
Yeah, yikes. That's
yeah,
rough. Another Maple Leaf blowing leads.
yeah, but the Maple Leaf did come in handy
That
in the
they
overtime. Which again,
that they
oh,
did.
another thing. Let's expand that overtimes. Let's give it 10 minutes.
Give us 10 minutes.
Enough with the shootouts. We're NHL. We're done with the shootouts.
Yeah,
10-minute overtime, please.
it should be 10-minute overtime and tie.
I would agree. I would take that wholeheartedly all day. Like I'm good with
So
that.
so in that 10-minute overtime, a beauty of a drop pass from Crosby. Martin picks it up, just
Absolutely
rips it.
ripped it.
And we had a tournament on our hands.
That was actually again that game kind of started up the hype for the Saturday game because once you watch
And
it, and then the Finland game with US was phenomenally
uh,
fun. Oh, just fun.
I am so happy that Freebird is their fucking goal song.
Dude, I've been singing that
It
song for the
is
last week. My
electric.
God. I will just randomly just start just out of the clear blue sky, just start singing that. Just like free bird. And like just for no damn reason. I don't know why.
You
It,
gotta
it's
love
it,
it.
it is one of the best goal songs. And I've always like, wow. Like you don't think of that just because Freebird is such a long song and the intro is so long in the beginning. But the way they cut it up, man, it's a great goal song.
And what's with all my teams giving up the opening score of a game? Can we stop this, please? Rangers, every time. First goal against. USA against Finland. Finland scores the first goal. USA versus Canada. Canada scores the first
For the
goal.
first.
The only difference is USA won these games, the Rangers will lose. Oh my goodness. But
Yeah,
doesn't
but we
matter.
see what happens when America scores first. They lose to Sweden. So
Yeah, well, you see what happened. You saw who scored. That was the
yeah.
kiss of death.
Well, yeah. I said the same thing. I said, "Oh boy!" I said when I saw it was Chris Kreider that scored, I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, here."
It's over.
Oh, Nick must be fucking like, oh, Rangers 2 months ago get ready to cut this guy, and
I'm
now he
still
scores a
ready
goal.
to. Get him got. That's one goal in an international tournament. Do that in blue. Do that in this blue.
You had it in the Ranger blue, baby. Shit.
Yeah. Come on. But you give up the opening goal, does not matter. Kachucks explode for 2 goals each. USA wins 6-1. We move on to the rivalry day. I don't know why I can't speak English. Finland beats Sweden 4-3 in overtime. Another
Another great
Ranger
game.
scores. Mika scored this time again.
Yeah.
Do it in blue, please. We don't want to have to trade. We don't want to say we have to trade you if you did that. Like
Exactly.
maybe keep doing that because he looked good. He looked very
Yeah, he was
good.
really good.
So maybe keep doing that. But a 4-3 overtime win for Finland was a fantastic way to start the day. It was a battle back and forth all day.
It sure
just
was.
goals back and forth. Nobody ever truly had a lead for too long.
No.
These countries hate each other.
Mm-hmm. Which
Like,
I never knew. Which is kind of it's. I never knew that they were such rivals.
Oh, they hate
Yeah,
each other, I guess.
I was like, oh my god. It was so funny. Like, we're going back to like I said another social media thing where you hear the Finland people asking, say one thing good about Sweden, and it was just like nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. And then it was the flip side, the Swedish players asking about Finland. It was like,
Oh my
nothing.
god, there's a couple of them
Although
were like, oh my god, they're the nicest people I've ever met and everything. And it's just like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? The one thing was from a Devil's perspective was the cutest thing ever between what, like I said, those videos was Jesper Bratt and Eric Holla just saying each other's names, which made it very cute
Ah,
for Devils fans. I was like, oh, okay, this team actually likes each other. All right, I'm down with this.
yay.
I'm down with my Devils team now. They actually like kind of like each other. They're not hating up there like in like the Vancouver situation. They actually kind of get along. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
I
oh,
really want. Speaking of the Vancouver situation, we had the opportunity in Sweden versus America. We had the opportunity and they didn't fight.
I thought of that too myself during the
I
game.
wanted it so bad. I wanted it so fucking bad.
I
we
thought
didn't
of
get
the
it.
exact same thing.
But going back to Saturday, USA Canada, the night game, USA wins 3-1. Again, they gave up the first goal, Connor McDavid. That was a beauty of a goal.
Beautiful goal. I mean, there's no way to stop that goal. That was just skill, and that was just butter. Butter all day. God, he's so
I
good.
am just so happy that this did not deflate the USA after everything that happened. Because, like we were talking about at the beginning, 3 fights in 9 seconds, all stemming from a group chat.
From a group chat, which is fantastic. I mean, I want to know who's the first one to bring it up. Who do you think is the first one that starts this? Like, hey
That
guys,
started the
like,
group chat. Brady.
oh yeah. Well, not in the group chat. Just started the hey question, guys. When you get a group chat and you're just like the first person that's gonna ask the question, and then you get 35,000 responses to it. It's like, oh, I never even thought of that. Okay,
Yeah, it was probably Brady.
it probably was.
It was probably Brady. He probably said, "You know what? We're gonna beat the piss out of them, and do and then do it in fashion."
How many thumbs ups on that comment you think got
The whole
when you press
team,
the button on the iPhones
the
and
whole
the big
the whole
green.
team, and Mike Sullivan,
Oh my
everybody.
god, just ding ding ding. Just a line of thumbs up and hearts across the top of that
Yes, sir.
message.
But that's what
Ugh,
you like
but
to see. That's why I think that's why I think the international tournaments should have the NHL rules, because you should be allowed to beat the piss out of each other. Fighting is in hockey
absolutely,
for a reason. Let them do it.
let them do it.
If you're in the Olympics, I want to see a brawl. Please
Oh
let
my
me do it.
god, I want slap shots style brawls. Let's go. Oh man.
And then with the group chat, Canada players got all upset. Oh, we don't do this in a group chat. We do this for the flag. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you. You think there's no group chat because you're not in it. Shut your
Exactly.
fucking mouth, Brandon Hagel. Shut up. Do it for the
Oh,
flag. Yeah, guess what? The group chat stands taller.
the group chat stands tall in this situation, but it
And
was
then,
just
oh, it was just amazing
it was
all the
so
way
good,
through.
so
It
good. Ugh.
absolute perfect. Then we move on to the games to see who would be playing USA in the championship, because USA was able to auto qualify. And I want to talk about this real quick. Are you a fan of the 3-2-1 system that they were doing for this? Because honestly, I am. I
I
like the point
am
system.
100% in on it. Love it. I love it. Like you said, 10-minute overtime. Give me the new point system. Don't start it right away. And they did have a listing. I saw it again. I saw it on Instagram. I saw a listing, and it doesn't really change that. The records of a lot of the teams much if they went to it like they started it this year. Like it doesn't change the records or like positioning really much at all. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a fairer system. I feel like it's a lot fairer system too, especially the teams that win in regulation and stuff.
Exactly. It just it honestly felt like a win was more fulfilling. I'm not sure why. I think it was just that extra point was able to set you apart from other teams, because if you look at the current NHL standings, those couple extra points for some teams would be big difference makers.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So to see that the point system has been received the way that it has, and it's been pretty well,
Oh,
is
absolutely.
fantastic. And we saw it we saw it continue with Canada and Finland Monday afternoon. They almost blew another lead, this time 4-0. uh they were able to hold on. Sid gets his first goal of the tournament, which is surprising to me. I'm surprised he didn't score against Sweden in that first game.
No, he
But
was he was passing it enough though. Oh man, he was passing it enough.
yes, he was, and gets his first goal to seal it at 5-3. And that made Sweden and America's game kind of just useless. So I'm not
It
even
was fun
upset
though.
that they lost, but it was an all
No,
right
I wasn't
game.
either. It was one of
Uh,
those coming from a Devil's perspective. I was very happy because Jesper Bratt scores the game winner. He wins the player of the game, and everyone goes home happy. And America moves on. Jack moves on. Jesper has his moment, and again, from a Devil's perspective, I couldn't ask for any better scenario in the U.S. Sweden game.
Yeah, it was a one period game, and we had our boys score. It was a Rangers Devils game.
Yep, absolutely.
Kreider and Jesper scored.
Yep.
So we move on to tonight. The battle is tonight. USA
Yes.
Canada, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Baby, let's go. This is going, like we've been talking about all episode, this is going to be fantastic. Must see TV at this point.
Oh,
Everybody
absolutely.
should be
And
sitting down and watching this.
oh, and it will too. Like I said, the ratings were ridiculous. I mean, I think it was 4.4 million watched it over all the family of networks that they have, ESPN Plus, ESPN, ABC, wherever it was playing, they got 4.4 million, which is, like I said, for NHL, for NHL players and the sport, it's phenomenal. And I can't wait to see what the numbers are tonight, because that was just a round robin game. I mean, tonight is the game. So, with a lot of people, like it's a big buzz going on in this country, in North America. It's going to pull in a huge number tonight, and hopefully, like I said, the boys, which again, as hockey fans, we know the boys will bring it tonight, and it's going to be phenomenal to watch.
Oh
Must
yeah,
see TV.
Boston is gonna be rocking.
Oh,
But real quick before we head on out of here,
hmm
after tonight we are back into regular season action. Saturday we have the Rangers and Devils in action.
yep,
Real quick, Rangers play in Buffalo at 5:30. We got afternoon, early evening games. So you
sweet,
got your wish on a Saturday.
exactly, yes, exactly. I thought the same
And
thing.
the Devils are at home against Dallas. Should be fun games. I'm excited to see our teams get back so we can get back into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird coming off the like I said, the excitement of the last 2 weeks, but I'm looking forward to getting the boys back, getting our boys back together, and now, especially now that we're third in the Metro, trade deadline's coming up, all kind of good stuff is coming up in the NHL. Like I said, I have a couple. Like I said, Nico's back on the ice. He should be ready for Saturday, which is a great sign for the Devils. Jacob Markstrom got on the ice for a limited practice yesterday, which is very good sign for Devils fans. So those two, including Jack coming back from his break, and the other boys coming back from their break, hopefully, this doesn't turn out to be like a Christmas situation where we were rolling during Christmas. I mean, we all remember the Rangers, the last game before the Christmas break against the Rangers, where they were
Hmm.
cooking, and then they came back and were kind of stagnant for a little bit there, and all through the month of January, really. I mean, they played really like 500. So, hopefully this break will energize the team, get them going, making that playoff push to, maybe have something special here this year.
Absolutely, and it seems like they can do it with the way
hmm
everybody's been playing, even throughout this Four Nations. A lot of the Devils have looked fantastic,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I'm excited to see what goes on. Like you had said, the trade deadline is coming up. That's the next big thing after the Four Nations. I'm gonna be excited for that. I know you all will be too.
Oh, absolutely.
But gang, right now we are excited for USA versus motherfucking Canada, baby.
Oh
We are
yeah.
gonna be here for it. We are gonna be ready to talk about it next week. But for now, this week has been another episode of the What the Puck podcast. I've been Nick. That's been Gunk. Gunk, send him away.
We all love you. Like I said, thank you for all the likes, subscribes, anything you want. Like I said, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. We will address it on the next podcast. It's not a biggie. Said we love hearing from anybody that likes watching us, because again, we do this for the fun of it. We do this for the love of the NHL, and now of hockey in general, because we love hockey any kind. I love it anywhere. I know Nick loves it. But for tonight, one thing: USA, baby. Let's
USA, baby. Let's fucking go. Peace, baby.